Hey, this is my 2004 Subaru Legacy Outback, and it is the 35th anniversary edition. Right there. And basically what that is it's the base model, but with most of the features of the highest model, which is the LLB. And so it's got all the heated seats, mirrors, wiper rests, and all that. It's got the 6-cylinder engine in it, which is a huge plus. I honestly would not buy a Subaru with the 4-cylinder, but the 6-cylinder is way more reliable. You don't have to change the head gaskets. If you're going to buy a 4-cylinder Outback, pretty much count on spending like $1,000 on getting the head gaskets done, because on most of them they need to be done anywhere between 100,000 and 200,000 miles. The 6-cylinder does not have that issue though. And it also has a timing chain and not a timing belt, so you don't have to worry about getting that changed. These are actually the stock rims. I actually painted those. I worked for a body shop for a while, and I actually did some painting on those. So those were done probably like 2 years ago or something. Try to make sure you can see the whole car here. There is one little ding right here where somebody opened the door and hit it into the car. It's one of the only issues cosmetically with this. A couple little marks right here in the bumper, rear bumper, nothing too serious. Just want to make sure you guys can see that. The tires on this car are probably only about a year old. Probably only have about 7,000 miles on them. There is a little scuff in the front bumper here too. That was there when I bought the car. And there is one more little ding right here. You can kind of see that. I know with the rain it might make it a little hard to see, but overall this car is in really good shape for the year and mileage and everything. It actually has much lower mileage than your average Outback too. I actually spent about 6 months looking for this car before I actually bought it. I was looking for one that'd be really reliable and last me a long time. Here's the inside. Seats and everything are very clean. $166,000 miles, almost 167,000. I do have an aftermarket stereo in this. I have subs in the back too. I was gonna take those out when I sold the car, but if you're interested in me leaving them in here, I'm thinking maybe add on another $300 or so and I'll leave them in the car. This is an automatic. They do not make the 6-cylinder model with the manual transmission, otherwise I would have gotten that, but this stuff here I'll get off too, so don't worry about that, that won't be there. Here's your buttons for the heated seats. Both of them work. You got your cup holders, handbrake there, and a little center console. Get in here and shut the door. Power mirrors, they both work. This right here is the heated side mirrors. That's actually really nice in the winter, the heated side mirrors. You have the lock for the door, or for the windows, and then a lock and unlock, and then you got your 4 power windows. Right up here you got your fog lights, cruise control. This does have cruise. Sorry, that camera's not focusing very well. This right here is the heated wiper rest, which I'll show you in a minute. Let me pop the trunk here, pop the hood, and I'll show you the back seats first, and then the very back, and then we'll look under the hood here. Back seats, again, very clean. It's my understanding that I'm only the second owner of this vehicle, and it's my understanding that the person who owned this vehicle before me worked for a Subaru dealership, and they had all their maintenance and everything taken care of right at the dealership, so it was very well maintained. It also has this cargo holder here, which you can pull off, and you just pull it back and hook it on. And I do have a net and stuff, but it's underneath here, and I'd have to move the subs and all that to get to it, so I'll show you that if you want to see it when you come look at the car. I'll show you the inside again from the other side. Again, very clean. And if you do see any little dirt or whatever, I work for a company that does cleaning like this, so I'm going to get it all super clean for you. But I take really good care of this car, and I always try to keep it as clean as I can, so it's not too bad. Alright, let's open the hood here and I'll go over a couple things there. Here's the 6-cylinder engine right here. Like I said, it's much more reliable than the 4s. I would almost recommend not buying an Outback at all unless it has a 6-cylinder engine in it. That's going to raise your price definitely, but it's going to make it a lot more reliable. And like I said, you don't have to deal with a timing belt. You don't have to deal with head gaskets. That right there, a combination of those two, that's probably about $1,500 you'd have to spend in case you had any issues, which, like I said, on most Subarus, the 4 cylinders, it's going to have to be done. You can pretty much count on it. There are a couple small issues with this, and I'll tell you about that real quick. First of all, very, very common issue with Subarus. Again, this is probably going to be almost every one you look at. The AC clutch, which is right here actually, gets worn down to the point where the magnets can't pull it in and engage the clutch all the time. Usually the AC works just fine for probably the first 15-20 minutes or so, and then it'll quit working. It blows super cold when it does work, so I know there's no leaks or anything. The whole system's been, recharged and everything works great. The only problem is after a little while the clutch can't engage anymore, and it'll shut off. And if you do notice that the AC quits working and you have it on, I forgot to tell you about the automatic climate control. This also does have the automatic climate control. Basically, if you do have the air on and you notice it quits working, shut it off. Otherwise it'll keep trying to engage, and your gas mileage will go down quite a bit. Here's the heated wiper rest like I was telling you about, the orangey kind of color there. And these are those Rain-X Latitude blades that work great. Got your roof rack. And I'll show you this again real quick. This is the automatic climate control I was telling you about. You basically hit auto, and then you tell it what temperature you want to maintain, and then it will do that for you. But if you go through and change anything of these things, it'll switch to manual, and it'll stay wherever you leave it. So it's not like it's an auto only thing. You can tweak it and do whatever you want with it. So check engine light is on. It's the P0420 code, which is another very minor thing. That P0420 is it says catalytic converter below efficiency or whatever. A lot of times it's just an O2 sensor. I did replace an O2 sensor. I did the upstream O2 sensor, which is what they suggested to replace. But check engine light's still on, but it doesn't affect the way the car drives or anything. And as long as you don't live in an area where you have to have like inspections or pass emissions or anything, then it's not a big deal. You can just don't even worry about it. But I do have a scanner in case you want me to show you that code just to verify. There's another little scuff right here. Forgot to mention earlier. But yeah, this car has served me very well. I've had it for about 3.5 years now. But I paid $8,000 for it, plus interest on my car loan, and that's what I'm trying to get rid of. So if it wasn't a money issue, I would keep the thing. I absolutely love it. I've been taking real good care of it because I wanted it to last. I was planning on driving the thing till it died. You could probably still get another 100,000 miles out of this thing, the way these things run. Anyway, it's a very nice car. Super clean compared to your average Outback. Like I said, it's been very reliable. Alright, feel free to send me a message if you want to come see it, take it for a test drive. Any questions, let me know. Oh yeah, I did put brand new brakes and rotors on this car as soon as I got it. It's got some new drive shafts in it, wheel bearings. I've done all that, you know, a little bit of just the regular maintenance kind of thing. So, alright, shoot me a message if you're interested, and I'll get you over here and take it for a test drive.